I'm Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different and every breakup is different. Work with me and you'll get professional help on your situation. And if you're in no contact focused on personal growth, my Knowledge Workbook series and Creative Healing course can help you make changes like you've never made before. Available now at AskCraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Kenneth, and in this video I'm going to be talking to you about I knew he was a player, but I gave him a chance. Guys, we always tell you to get to know somebody slowly. You really want to find out who they are and what they're about, what their morals are, how they handle life, how they handle their stressors of life, what their mental health is like, what their attachment issues are like. Because if you don't do those things, you're going to wind up with a broken heart. And if you're going to make an investment with your heart, your soul, your life, you got to really think things through and vet people properly. If you hear red flags off the bat, just realize that it's likely going to come back to bite you at some point, okay? A lot of times I'll hear examples of like, well, she told me she was bipolar on the second date. And how she was having so much drama with her ex-boyfriend. They used to scream and yell, and she burned his car. She lit his car on fire. And I'll tell you, I didn't think she'd ever do it to me. Next thing you know, his car is burned to the ground, right? So you got to be careful with getting to know people and take it slow. Please, I know you have all these chemicals in your brain that it just feels so great and so amazing, and that's good. We want you to feel good, but remember that anytime you fall in love, you're risking heartbreak. So today I got an email coaching with a woman that gave a guy a chance when she knew he was a player. Was he a reformed player? She thought he was, but let's see what happens here. She says, "Hi, Craig. I'm reaching out because I'm struggling to find clarity after my breakup. I still love my ex and truly want to get him back. I would appreciate your guidance. I'm in my late 20s and my ex is in his early 30s. He owns a small business. We were together for about 9 months. We met through mutual friends and immediately clicked. After about a month, we became official." Okay, a little soon, right? A little soon at a month. "I knew about his quote-unquote player reputation, but friends said he was ready to settle down. So I gave him a chance. From the beginning, he made me feel safe and loved, and I truly believed he wanted something serious. Our relationship was intense, affectionate, and full of closeness." Yeah, you got to be careful though. You're essentially getting that close with a stranger. You don't know somebody after a month. It feels like it, but you don't. Don't believe me? Let's see what happens. He helped me overcome my anxiety with driving and regularly drove over an hour to see me. I usually stayed with him for half the week when I wasn't working. We met each other's families, attended weddings, and even talked about moving in together. Although my job being an hour away made that complicated. We also went through an emotional experience together, a pregnancy and an abortion, which brought us even closer at the time. The main difficulties were around his last communication and my insecurity. Oh boy. I was cheated on in my last relationship, so I get easily triggered by other women or anything that feels like distance. Yeah, you got to make sure you work on that because that trauma is going to come up with other people, whether they've done it or not, whether it's real or imagined in your head. If you don't work on those issues, they're going to come up with new people. Knowing about his past made me feel even more vulnerable, of course, yeah. When I needed reassurance, he often couldn't give it. Yeah, that just makes it even harder. So now you're going to lose emotional self-control, right? because that's what most people would do in that situation when you have issues and you haven't worked through them. He has a hard time having difficult emotional conversations and tends to shut down or block things when they become overwhelming. He told me I should be more confident and less anxious. In the beginning, he told me I was the first woman he could truly be himself with and open up to. Around month 7, he said he wished we could spend even more time together. But by month 8, he started pulling away emotionally. No surprise, this is what often happens, and this is why I'm telling you, you don't know somebody this soon. It takes a solid year to see who they're going to be in the relationship. The person that you're getting at month 3, month 4 is not going to be the same person at month 12 unless they are very secure. And you, really, because you'll do things that will push them away or make them lose attraction. So you have to be careful with your behaviors. And those things come up when we get anxious. 2 weeks before the breakup, he suddenly became warm again, telling me he missed me and that I made him happy, even though he was struggling with life. Okay, so what does that mean, struggling with life? That sounds like depression, right? In early August, he ended the relationship very suddenly. He said he wasn't happy with his life overall, and it wasn't about me, but that he needed to, quote unquote, find himself and didn't want to drag me along. Was it an excuse? Possibly. You know, he'd been with you for a while. That initial excitement wasn't the same. And now he's starting to feel pressure and obligation and responsibilities. And suddenly driving an hour doesn't seem so fun. He said we should stay in contact and quote unquote figure things out. And even gave me his apartment key, which confused me. I returned it about a month later. Since the breakup, we've stayed in contact almost daily, mostly through Snapchat and sometimes WhatsApp. He sends snaps from his daily life, often from bed or when he's out, which sometimes feels like he's showing me that there isn't another woman. Maybe. He reacts to my stories with hearts or short comments and has shown jealousy. For example, when I posted a bikini photo, he asked if other men could see it. Why would he assume other men couldn't see it if you were posting it online? On WhatsApp, he sometimes initiates sexting every couple of weeks, but afterwards goes distant again. Oh, I wonder why. The men can tell you that. Because he kind of got what he wanted there. He has told me that I'll always be in his heart and that maybe someday we could get back together. But he also says daily contact isn't good and that seeing each other would make us sad. Boy, he's all over the place. Complete mixed messages here, huh? Then he'll contradict that by reaching out or offering help again. At the same time, he talks casually about meeting new people, which is confusing. Yeah, you think? Are you showing that bikini picture to other guys? By the way, I'm going to get somebody else. Are you going to get another person? Yeah, I'm going to leave that bikini picture up and I'm going to get someone else. About 500 likes in 15 minutes. To make things more complicated after the breakup, his best friend's girlfriend contacted me and said he's not husband material. His best friend's girlfriend contacted you to warn you. Why? Did she like you and feel like you needed to know stuff, that there's more going on? Wouldn't surprise me at all. Sharing stories about his past cheating and an ex he supposedly really loved. Now, mind you, he told her that she was like the first person he could really see himself with. But this girlfriend is saying no. He cheated on an ex that he supposedly really loved. He denied having any contact or feeling for that ex, but it still makes me uneasy. Yeah, you think? We've met 3 times since the breakup, and we were intimate every time. Oh, let's see. He's getting the sexting, he's getting the real thing, and he's not even putting in much work at this point to get it. This is not the kind of guy I would recommend you be intimate with. There are some people that I would say, yeah, I think it would be perfectly fine. Not this guy. This guy is notorious for being a player, and he's giving you a lot of mixed messages here, and I wouldn't do that with him unless he was making a real effort. You can if you want to, but I think you're going to get hurt, and I think you're going to get used. That's just my gut feeling with this particular guy. The first 2 times felt emotional and connected. The last time felt more physical and distant on his side, although he helped me with my broken car and even offered to lend me his. Afterward, he said too much contact keeps us from letting go and that we shouldn't talk every day. He wants to let go until he wants a little alone time. You know what I'm saying? He also said, my hope for us getting back together is something nice to hold on to. Ugh, who would want to hear that? It's so nice for us to hold on to this idea, but then not actually do anything about it. But I should handle contact however I feel best. Kind of hard to handle that when you keep reaching out. Right now I feel emotionally dependent and confused. When he doesn't message me for hours, I panic that he's seeing someone else. Well, he could very well be. I know I am the catch, but I feel like I've lost my sense of self-worth. The affection, intimacy, help, and then distance. All these mixed signals keep me stuck between hope and pain. Boy, did she articulate that perfectly or what? She really did, because that is what he's doing here. My question for you, how can I best understand his mixed signals? And how should I behave now in terms of boundaries, contact, and emotional approach if I want a real chance to rebuild this relationship in a healthy and committed way? Thank you so much for your time and your insights. I'd be deeply grateful for your perspective on how to approach a situation. Okay, so my concern here is that this guy is a notorious player. He has a player reputation. He has his best friend's girlfriend calling you up and telling you that he's not relationship material or husband material, whatever she said there. He's giving you a lot of mixed messages. He's jealous, but then saying that you should move on. He's saying it's a nice idea to hold on to this hope of us getting back together, and then talking about casually meeting new people. He's all over the place. Then he's sexting you and initiating, hooking up. If I was in this situation, I would say, look, why don't you reach out to me if you'd like to get together and see how this can go? But I can't have you keep reaching out to me if you really don't know what you want. I'm okay with taking it slow, but you have to make a consistent effort here. See, what I think is, I think he's avoidant. I think that once he got attached, now he wants to run away. But then when he feels that space from you, he wants to pull you back in. Then he gets close to you again and he pushes you away again. And I think that's what he's going to do here. I don't know if he's hooking up with other women. I wouldn't be surprised at all, especially with this particular guy. So I think I would set a boundary and say, look, you can't keep reaching out to me unless you really want to see where this can go and really give this a real chance. And I think I would set that boundary a couple times with him. And, if he doesn't respect that, you may have to say, look, if you can't do that, I'm going to have to block you because I really need an effort here. It's not that I don't want to see you. It's that you're the one that isn't sure about this. So if you figure that out, then you reach out to me. Don't let him take advantage of you because you care about him. Let him wonder who you're going out with, where you're at, who you're seeing. Let him get anxiety over losing you. Don't be so quick to give answers on whether or not other guys can see you in those bikini pictures because he doesn't want to be with you, right? And he's giving you a lot of mixed messages. So I don't like to play games, but he's the one playing games here. And I'm not telling you to blatantly throw anybody in his face or anything like that. But yeah, if you want to post a picture of you at the beach having a good time, post that. That's perfectly reasonable. And if he wants to get anxious about that and ask you questions, I think I'd say, we shouldn't get into that. No reason to get into that. It's hard to say with a guy like this how authentic they're being, or he could be living a double life. Sometimes you see people like this and he's out with other women 5 nights a week and you have no idea. I've seen that many times. So that's why I'm saying set boundaries and be careful with this particular guy. Okay, let's see what he does. You got to protect yourself. Take your time in getting to know people, and don't ignore those red flags when you hear them at the get-go. Hopefully this one's been helpful to you. Of course, if you want to get my help personally, you could do that on my website, askcraig.net. I do email coaching and I do Zoom calls. You could get my creative healing course or my workbooks there. But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth, and I will talk with you soon.